This is the craziest day for Ivan Demidov in the KHL yet, as he nearly scores twice in his game today, just hours after Russian and Canadian fans all over the world were calling for Roman Rottenberg's head for not playing Demidov. There was a ton of controversy going on surrounding SKA, and we got to get into that and the game, plus some big developments out of the Habs rookie camp, Jesse, as we now have some ideas of which lines will be played this weekend, and some interesting updates on some players, and finally, we have a sneak peek into the Habs' top power play unit for 2024-25. You won't want to miss anything on this episode of Habs Digest. But before we get into the video, I'm going to ask you guys again. We're going to be doing this a lot. I'm sorry, you can skip this if you want, but still over half of you guys, well, you are subscribed, but 48% of you are not subscribed, and we're trying to hit 15,000 subscribers before the season. You guys have been subscribing at a crazy rate the last 2 days, but if you want to stay up to date on everything Montreal Canadiens all through the season, every single day, this is the spot to be. Help us out. Hit the button down below. Jesse, I want to talk about this first. This is super exciting. It's the power play. The one thing that Montreal has seemed to struggle with for years and years. And now with Alex Burrows gone, there might be some more opportunity to get better. Well, he's still around the team, of course, but in a better role, maybe better suited for him. But here's something that we saw. Un aperçu de premier avantage numérique des Canadiens. Is this a sneak peek into the first power play unit? It's Caufield, Suzuki, Slafkovsky, Laine, and Matheson. They spent almost an hour on the ice with Adam Nicholas yesterday morning, Jesse. I think this makes a ton of sense. What do you make of this potential first power play unit for Montreal? Because honestly, if I had to hand pick it, this is what it would be.
Absolutely. For right now, right? Just imagine till Hudson and Demidov get in there as well. But this is happy. This is a step in the right direction. This is a power play that we can rally behind. And the vets here, like they're early for camp so far. They don't care if it's a rookie camp. They're on ice way earlier. So the Habs organization has definitely identified a bottleneck, and they got a player to help with it, and now they're implementing it on the ice right away. So I think this is Kent W. Hughes all over this, really helping, because don't underestimate what having a solid power play can do for a team that lost so many one-goal games last year, right? Where you can actually be a threat when you have the power play. It just changes the whole dynamics where teams are not going to want to grab onto you as much, do those kind of borderline type of plays, if they know that you have a solid power play to really back it up. As well, this leaves opportunity for Dach to now be on that second power play unit, which, is that second wave that we also really need as well, Josh.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Like, my only question is, well, actually, before I get into my question, how giant is this power play? Like, Suzuki is thick, as we know. Matheson's a pretty tall guy. And then you got Slav and, now Caufield's small, but you got Slav and Laine on a power. Like, what are you going to do? My only question is, who's playing that left side one-time shot? Is it Cole Caufield or is it Patrick Laine? We've seen Caufield play some different roles in the power play throughout his years in Montreal. I don't know how much we've seen Laine play different roles. Jesse, if you had to call it, I think to open the season, I wouldn't be surprised if they started rotating. They just kind of play maybe a rotating kind of game. Maybe put Laine in the middle. Maybe give him some more opportunity to get to the front of the net because he's so big as well. But I think we might see both of those guys get their fair shot at that. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but that's the number one thing I'm thinking of.
It's a good thing. It's something they've actually been playing out with right now, is having like Laine on one side and then Caufield on the other, where they can really create those multiple scoring threat opportunities. We know that Suzuki has an amazing shot as well. Is so good at playmaking, as well as Slafkovsky, right? So you got two good shooters, as well as having two other guys that can really shoot the puck. We know Matheson loves to take his chances as well. So I think really having that approach where you're really keeping the team honest, right? Where they can't cheat to really one side. We know on the power play, it's all about getting that lateral movement. So I think having your two best shooters, which is Caufield and Laine right now for the Habs, on either side, I think is the right approach.
It's going to be crazy. I'm so excited to see this. Let us know your thoughts about that potentially being Montreal's number one power play down below. But we're going to get into some rookie camp stuff. There's a ton of details. Now, Jesse, we don't have time, unfortunately, to get into all of these. Maybe next Monday, we'll definitely be talking a lot about the rookie camp on Monday after these crazy weekend games. But we're going to get straight into this. There's a lot of stuff I wanted to show, so buckle up, everyone. The first thing is from Patrick Fiolet. Now, this was confirmed later. We did see this, but this was the first look this morning, just to give you guys an idea of the defensive pairings. Probably the best of any rookie camp in the NHL. Lane Hudson, Logan Mailloux, Engstrom and Reinbacher, Protz, and Simon Motu, or Simon Motu, I'm not sure, and Emmanuelson, Charbonneau. Jesse, quick thoughts on this. I know we saw Mailloux and Hudson play a lot together today, and I think it was really cool to see their chemistry. A lot of offensive flair coming from those guys in some of those highlights. But I was really expecting Reinbacher to play on the top pairing. Any thoughts on that before we get into some of the other stuff?
Yeah, you have to feel it's just because Mayu has a little bit more experience on the North American ice that they're doing this. But I think it's also an opportunity where in camp, you kind of want to be creative and you kind of want to experiment a little bit. You want to put each player in their best opportunity to shine, individually, right? It's about the team, but you're really assessing the players in these type of situations. So having Reinbacher on that second pairing, it kind of allows him to do a little bit more of an offensive role where if he was paired with Hudson, he maybe would have to be hanging back a little bit more. But I think this is actually a compliment to Reinbacher where they feel like he has offense in his game. So they kind of want to put him in an opportunity to be able to shine. Reinbacher, on being asked about his opportunities, making the NHL this year, he says you always have to be ready to take that next step. So he's looking to shine at this camp.
That's going to be so cool. We're going to see a lot more. Reinbacher look nice and smooth. He's already looking older. Like in his picture, he lost. Like he doesn't have as much of a... It's crazy how much a difference a year makes, I guess. But we're going to move on to some other stuff. This is another thing here. The Canadiens announced some changes to their personnel. And one is Roger Grillo, former director of player development at the United States National Development Team Program, has joined Martin St. Louis' coaching staff as a consultant. Small thing, Jesse. Maybe just a quick thought on that. But I mean, this guy is overseeing what seems to be a big revolution of U.S. national development team players coming to the NHL. I actually didn't get a chance to go look how long he was there or anything, but he has had an impact with them. So to hear that, you got guys like Caufield, we got guys like Xhekaj, and some other guys who have gone through that U.S. national development team program who are going to play for Montreal, I think this is a little sneaky good move here.
Yeah, definitely the connection with Hughes, who obviously is very familiar with the U.S. National Development Program, watches a lot of U.S. college hockey as well. What's also interesting, there's a lot of familiarity there. You have to feel like Lane Hudson, you could maybe throw in that conversation as well. Nice to have somebody that these young players, right, your young new core, kind of know and have some sort of a relationship already. Speaking of which, was the coach of Marty St. Louis for 4 years at the University of Vermont. Wow. Now getting a chance to coach alongside him. So has to be a really cool feeling for Marty St. Louis.
I didn't know that. That's so cool. That is awesome. What a great connection. I really like this story, but we don't have much time, and we got to get into more stuff. This is the big one. I'll make this bigger for all you wonderful people. So this, the original tweet for this is from, I think it's Habs Fanatic or something. Habs, I forget the name of the person, but I will link them down below, the Twitter person who posted this, because I didn't see this on TV. I want to give the full credit to the people that post these things on Twitter for us to all see. Go check it out. But this is the Habs likely lineups. We already looked through the defensemen. This was posted on LDS when during the Habs rookie camp stuff. You look at that top six, Jesse. Farrell, Beck, Heineman, Kidney, Machard, Davidson. You got a line with Florian Xhekaj and Tyler Thorpe together. Absolutely unbelievable. And we also see Quentin Miller's hurt in net. Miller has been replaced by Mateo Drobek for now. Fun thing about Mateo Drobek, Jesse, he's been Arber Xhekaj's goalie for the Hamilton Bulldogs, and they were still that. Florian Xhekaj and Owen Protz's goalie for the Brantford Bulldogs. Drobek's been the Bulldogs goalie for 4 years now, and so he's now the guy replacing Quentin Miller. So I think that's cool, but what are your thoughts on this whole lineup here? Like, I'm just looking at these forwards. I'm like, man, Sean Farrell getting a first-line opportunity. This dude has crazy skill, but I think the biggest question mark to me, two of them, Philip Machard and Florian Xhekaj down the middle.
I can't wait to watch the weekend, the games this weekend, boys and girls. What I like so much about this lineup is that we got that skill, with Heineman, with Massar, obviously, but then we got like a little bit of that grit in there as well. You would have to say with a Thorpe, with a Florian, with a Protz,
and
everything else like that. Exactly. And that's such a good combination that I think a team really needs. You don't want to go too heavy in one direction. Like, obviously, if you're just grit without skill, that doesn't work. If you're just skill without grit, it's about finding that balance, especially with your prospects as well. Really looking forward to Owen Beck. I think he's a guy that's always kind of shown out in these sort of rookie showcases in the past. So expect him to have a solid camp. I know we're not talking about him a lot, but for me, that's a player where his game just translates so well, to the NHL. Like, could he use a little bit of time in the NHL? Yeah, maybe. But this is also a guy where he could go to the NHL tomorrow and he would just look like he belongs.
Yeah, absolutely. And he said to the other guys, he's like, they're going to get so excited. He's like, I've been in this environment. They're going to see it. They're going to love it. There's so much great stuff, guys, happening with the Habs training camp. But it's not just that. My gosh, if you guys were following this today, this Demidov stuff, my gosh, Jesse, I know we were. Don't worry. Gosh, don't worry. We posted a poll after Demidov got benched in his last game, and the vast majority of our fans in the live said, no, we're not about to worry. But that didn't stop Russian fans, because Roman Rottenberg had a quote saying, hey, if you deserve playing time, you'll get playing time. Everyone's like, that's BS. Can the coach send Demidov to North America? It wasn't just Habs fans. It was fans of SKA themselves. Everything was going crazy. But then Ivan Demidov came out, Jesse, And he was getting closer and closer, and according to Grant McCaggan, I saw the highlights of the third. Demidov was moving up the lineup, by the way, in the third period, and he was their best player in the third period. And Grant suspects he'll be in the top 6 next game if they've been shut out again without Demidov playing much. But not only that, Jesse, as we showed off the top of the show, he's still contributing offensively. Look at this almost insane goal. Every single game, he is getting chance after chance. Zach Fucali, unbelievable. Chance after chance. Look at this one. He just gets absolutely stoned here, absolutely robbed. I'm not worried. I know we're not going to spend too much time on this. I just wanted to show you guys those clips. Don't worry at all. There's going to be growing pains. People can question Roman Rottenberg's coaching all you want. People are now speculating whether he actually wants Demidov to develop. I don't know, Jesse. It's getting crazy, but what I will say is that Demidov has absolutely earned himself more time for next game.
He does, and he'll continue to earn that. See, the one thing that SKA needs right now is a little bit more offense. And you see in limited ice time, those 2 high-quality scoring chances in the game where they got shut out. So, of course, Roman Rottenberg in the future, it's a process. You need to pay your dues and get there, but he is going to go to his players that are giving him the best chance of scoring goals, which is Vanya, which is Ivan Demidov. So that absolutely is going to come. There's going to be those ups and downs as kind of being a part of playing in the KHL as being such a young guy. But, I mean, we just see him every time. He's looking dangerous. And the common theme you get from Ivan Demidov every time, he loves taking the puck to the net, Josh. Have you noticed that? Like, every time. That's a nice sign because when you get to those dirty areas, when you have that skill, there's a lot of guys that like to play that peripheral game. But if you have that shot, but you're also willing to take it to those dirty areas, to get to the front of the net, that's where you really score. That's where your game really translates to the NHL. And that's what it's all about right now for Ivan Demidov.
You know, it's funny, you say those, there's certain players that, like you said, can be amazing, can put up insane seasons in the NHL, but stick to the periphery a lot of the time to do their work. I mean, the one guy that comes to my mind, not to crap on the Leafs again, but it's Mitch Marner. You see that in the playoffs, right? He is a great player. He's fun to watch, but when the playoffs come, where is he? He's not taking that puck to the net very often. So anyway, just a little Leafs thing. By the way, guys, keep an eye out. There may be some Habs digest and Leafs digest. There's some matchups coming up in the season. You know, let us know if that might be of interest to you. Not going to say any more on that for now, but we'll leave that with you. We're here at the end of the video, guys. Let us know down below everything that you think about all this stuff. This is a crazy day. There was so much news. We're at over 12 minutes. Sorry for the video going long, but you know what? Sometimes we just have too much content. That'll do it for this episode of Habs Digest. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Help us hit 15,000. It's a crazy goal, but I know you can help us reach it, get there. Either way, it works. I've been your host, Josh Gosse, for my co-host, Jesse Poirier. We'll catch you in the next one.